Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to our Tier 1 feature race here at Circuit Catalunya. We're just about to get underway now for the qualifying session. This is going to be very interesting, as just remember, the top 5 from the sprint race are unable to qualify for this, so they obviously will be starting at the back of this race. So we'll have to find out who gets on pole now as we're just loading in. 10-minute qualifying for this one, so it's a bit shorter than the last one. Our drivers looking to use that full 10 minutes to push the car as much as they can. Just change the name of this, Andy.
There we go.
Sorted. So just before we load in, Andy, who have you got your bets on to be on pole after these 10 minutes then?
So I reckon pole position for this one, I'm putting my money on Ollie Marr. I think finished 7th in the sprint race. Obviously it's free to qualify here for the feature, and we know he's got pace. We saw him qualify in 3rd in the sprint.
Yep.
Right behind the two big guns, King Venom and Thorsten. So he'll have a fantastic chance here to really show what he can do, put himself at the front of the grid. Whether or not he can convert that to a win is yet to be seen, but I'm going to say controversial sidecaster. I'm going to say 1st Thorsten, 2nd King Venom, and 3rd Ollie.
Is that for the race?
Yeah, I have a feeling he's going to be for the race. I reckon
Yeah.
Cole, Ollie, 2nd will be Valdes, and 3rd Pino.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's going to be a roll of the dice between Val, Ollie and ALTEL. They're always 3 drivers which are always very close together in the races.
Yeah, definitely. Those guys are always seem to. There never seems to be very much between them. Once again, Cinema Cleo's has taken a couple of pole positions for our feature races. Has a bit of traffic there. He's up to weave in and out of. But yeah, Valdes I reckon might be one. It's in the top 5 on the grid here for this week. We'll have to wait and see how this one goes.
Yeah, definitely a few mistakes in the sprint race. Hopefully he's going to forget about them and be on top form for the feature race. We have noticed throughout the season he's always excelled in the feature race, a longer race this is. I think it was 23 laps, was it, Andy?
18 laps.
18 laps. So a much longer race than the sprint one. Much more time for him to get into his flow and use that pace he's got to excel his way up the leaderboard as he starts his first lap of qualifying.
Obviously people forget about the mandatory pit stop. That helps a lot of drivers to get in some clean air, and a lot of people do race better out of that turbulent air, and so we've seen Thorsten do it a number of times this season. He always tends to pit in the first couple of laps, catches King Venom, nothing, obviously he tries and plays out as long as he can, and time again we've seen Alton Park where King Venom was held up behind RDJ for the first stint of the feature race and lost loads and loads of time. Squeezed up behind Rob in there, and Thorsten got the undercut, got the hammer down when he needed to, and ended up coming out, I think, about 5 seconds in front of King Venom, and despite King Venom chasing him down for the last part of the race, he still couldn't do anything about it. And Indy Road Course was a similar story once again, getting the undercut, getting those laps in, when King Venom probably wasn't even aware of him being there, basically, and doing what he had to do.
So now we're just seeing Falgas coming towards the end of his first lap. Just seeing there pushing the car to its limits, bouncing off these curbs. And the first lap time we see a 1:42.7 from Ugbo. Very good first lap time. Grandad Stee just behind, with Ollie going in between those pair with a 1:44. Falgas currently on provisional pole with a 1:42.4. Obviously he'll be looking to improve that. With our last sprint race qualifying, King Venom was on pole with a 1:39, so there's still plenty of time to be found throughout this track.
Whereabouts is Ollie Marr currently sat P3 in this session? He's 1.5 seconds here behind our current provisional pole sitter Falgas, and he qualified in third in our sprint race here before this big race we're seeing in front of you. Just best of the rest behind the two ridiculously fast guys, King Venom and Thorsten Schmidt. But we know that he's got pace driving in the Porsche for the first time this season, racing the Corvette in the first part. Probably still getting to grips with it, but it's definitely served him well so far in this event. It's showed a lot more pace than we've seen in the GTE previously. Ollie's usually a lot better in the lower powered cars like the Ginettas and the Clios, but he's done a good job so far in this event. Here he comes over the line. Let's see if Ollie can put himself in amongst it here, and he can. It's provisional pole position here for Ollie Marr. Goes just under a tenth of a second faster, but Falgas there in the background going even faster, up to P1 with a 1:41.1. Where's that come from Falgas? Brilliant time. Also driving the Porsche. There are a lot of these guys in the Porsches working together on setups, testing together, and there we go, top of the pile. So Falgas here, it was one you mentioned, Honey Badger, could possibly be on pole. I personally, he wasn't on my list. I reckoned that Ollie Marr would be on pole. I said that Peanut would be out there, and so would, I said that. No, I saw them. I said that be out there, didn't I?
Yeah, Peanut and Falgas you said would be up there with Ollie.
Peanut and Falgas. Yeah, so I said that, so basically the top two, but the other way around, and Peanut as well. ASL currently P14 in this session, still yet to do a lap time here. I'm sure that we'll be seeing him up the timing boards very, very soon. So Falgas really laying down a marker here, and showing these guys how it's done, obviously with the absence of the top five guys, King Venom, Thorsten, Emo guys, Dukrox, and Smithy all still yet to show their hand in this session.
It's going to be very good, Andy, to see these. We have got a few tier 3 drivers for everyone watching this evening who are guesting in this tier 1 event this evening. We've got Emu Guy, who was in the top 5, a very good drive for him in the sprint race, and we've got CMC, who is currently out on track qualifying. It's going to be very good to see them battling with these top drivers in motive racing as to whether they can get away from the start and stay away from the likes of Thorsten and King Venom.
It's going to be very, very tough. Thorsten and King Venom are going to be coming at this pack almost like trains pretty much. We've seen in previous feature races in the last couple of weeks that they tend to make their way through quite quickly, and Thorsten goes for the pack pitching early and trying to avoid the traffic, but it's still going to be difficult for him to do that unless the other guys or the pack start coming early. He's going to catch up to them despite pitting, so it's not going to be easy for him. This is not a track that's renowned for overtaking. Catalunya, it's not easy to pass around here at all. Your best chances probably into turn 1. Other than that, the end of the back straight coming up towards sector 3. I can't really think of anywhere else that's an obvious overtaking zone around this circuit, but I'm sure these guys will be creative and think of somewhere to make their moves. We'll just have to wait and see how this one goes.
Well, as you say, Andy, overtaking is hard, but I can remember one brilliant overtaking sprint race from Grandad Stee around the outside of one of the hairpins on Ollie Moore. On Ollie Moore. Can't get my words out. But yeah, brilliant overtake. That was from Grandad's GTE in race 1. If you'd like to view that, then feel free to click on our YouTube channel, like and subscribe whilst you're there. Plenty of other races from this evening. Tier 2 and Tier 3 have both been driving around here this evening. Brilliant races in both of those. Tomorrow night we do also have the Clios. That's the same time. Tier 1's at 8 o'clock. Feel free to join us then for some more action-packed racing. That's going to be at Alton Park, so that's going to be good. What are your thoughts for that tomorrow night, Andy?
Alton Park, we've seen it already in 2 different leagues this season at Motor Racing. We saw it in the GT5 first of all, and then in the GTE a couple of weeks ago. So these guys know it like the back of their hand now. They're used to driving around Alton, and it's one of my favourite circuits. I always love to commentate on it. I know pretty much all the corner lanes, which helps. It's one of my favourites to drive and commentate. So it's I'm very excited to see how this one goes. JR is just saying that my mic quality is very low. Let me just turn that up a little bit. Better now. .1, that is a brilliant lap time there, and making the most of the rules of the top 5 from the sprint race, being unable to qualify for our second feature race qualifying session. Grandad Steve joining him on the front row, just putting in a late lap there to put himself up ahead of Ollie Marr. Ollie Marr looks like he's still out there doing something. Looks like he's actually coming into the final sector now. So can Ollie put himself on pole? He's gone very, very wide there, coming through into the stadium section, onto the gravel. Maybe he might have had an invalidated lap time for that. We know DJ Phil is out there as well. Ollie Marr is bringing it through the final chicane. Let's see what he can do. He gets very loose there off of the curve, and that looks like it may have put paid to his chances of taking it in this lap. It looks like he's bailed out of that attempt, so Ollie Marr out of qualifying. It is going to be Falga who takes the pole ahead of Grandad C. Ollie Marr and Ugbar will line up on the second row. CFC, what a qualifying from him. 5th place here in this Tier 1 feature. Great job from him. Brilliant effort. Good to see him right up there. We're about to go racing here for this feature race. And who's your money on here, Honey Badger?
Well, I did have my money on ALTEL, but as we noticed, he didn't manage to get a lap in. Very unfortunate. I don't know what's happened there, but he started at the back. So if Falgues gets away, he's going to be very difficult to catch. But you can't not put your money on King Venom. The pace he's showing, 139s consistently. It's got to be one of those two in the 4 GTs at the front, King Venom and Thorsten.
He's ridiculously quick and so much talent. But Thorsten as well, as I say, always goes better in the race. Looks like we are about to get going here for this one. Guys, if you like what you're seeing, you want to get involved in the Motive Racing League, then go to our Discord channel and make sure you sign up for our upcoming season. Season 2 coming up very, very soon. It's all worth getting involved with here at Motive. Leagues throughout the week. We've got GTEs, Clios, GT5 Janettas, GT3s and LMP2s all coming up in the first week of May onwards. And if you enjoy what you see on YouTube, hit that subscribe. Right behind these guys, waiting to pounce here on this first corner. I'm absolutely certain of that. We saw in the sprint race, he almost got the jump on Thorsten into turn 1, but ended up having to concede the position. He said to me after the race, there's no point in getting involved with that one because he's way faster than me anyway. So Ollie there, pretty magnanimous there, just admitting that he wasn't he didn't want to get involved in that action. It looks like we're about to get going. Sure, it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, definitely a full grid of cars here at Catalunya. The drivers are just putting the setups in now. Just remember that there is a mandatory pit stop, so as to whether people are going to run soft tyres and then swap halfway through, we don't know. The drivers are all ready, the lights are about to go green. Let's get ready.
And lights are out and away we go. Looking a good start there from Pole from Falgas. A poor start on the right up from Grandad Steve's already been overtaken by Ollie Marr coming up towards turn 1. You can see Ollie Marr get a fantastic start off the line and he's down. Look at Falgas here coming into turn 1. Is he going to go for a dive here? Falgas looks like he's going to take the first corner, but you see Ollie Marr goes on the inside, he takes the lead there. Fantastic start of the line, goes from third to first straight away. H2 Malik there in fourth place trying to defend here from King Venom to King Venom and Thornton already got up to fifth and Nick's already off the line. As far as you can see in the background, you can see that coming through turn 3, you've got D-Clock there getting shafted back down to 11th place, almost lost the car there, but he's managed to keep onto it, and you see there in the foreground, Gypsy George there coming across Emo Guy a little bit. Smithy picks up the pieces and moves up into 8th place. You've got AFL there up into P9, and DJ Phil getting very, very wide there.
Wow, what a start from King Venom there, Andy. Up to 4th position it looks now. Yeah, there's this black Ford GT just behind all those Porsches. So definitely got my money on him now, just stuck behind these pack of Porsches at the moment. But he's definitely got the pace to get away from them, shown in the sprint race this evening. At the moment though, we have Ollie Marr 7/10 in front of our qualifying winner here at Catalunya, Falgas in second. As we see Grandad Steve just get a bit wide there through that right-hander.
Yeah, Grandad Steve right on the edge. You can see here Ollie Marr coming under increasing pressure now from Falgas. Ollie Marr got the perfect start that he needed, got into first before the first corner. Falgas got a little bit tight. Still all coming in, and King Venom has emerged out of the pit ahead of Thorsten, so that is not going to help Thorsten in his battle here for the victory. But Thorsten, current championship leader, and King Venom was 65 points behind him coming into this race, having missed an extra round. So Thorsten looks set to take the championship. If not this week, then most likely next week in our final round. We'll have to wait and see the verdict on the point standings in that one, but Thorsten Schmidt looking very, very likely to take Motive Racing's GTE Championship for Season 1, and he's a worthy champion, but King Venom will push him very, very hard next season. That is absolutely guaranteed. As we see here, Gypsy George is really being hassled now by Emo Guy coming into the final sector. Nothing at all within these guys. The Ferrari 488 is not letting the Porsche go at all. With Gypsy George gets a little bit of a compromised exit there coming out the final corner. And now you can see that Emo Guy is going to slot beautifully into the slipstream as they come over the line to complete lap 2 here. And you can see there's another guy in the pit. It looks like Smithy's coming in for his mandatory stop. Down the pit straight. Looks like George has got just about enough speed in that car to hold off Emo Guy. But Emo Guy goes for his late lunch here. There's turn 1. Running late the move. He kicks the over a little bit on the right side. But he looks into the move. Gypsy George fights back here. Coming through turn 2. Side by side still. The 488 on the inside. The Porsche on the outside. And it looks like Emo Guy has got the position up into P5. Fantastic stuff here from these boys. Can Gypsy George right back here, coming up towards turn 3. He goes to the inside, he goes back to the right, but he has to make out of that one. He's not quite close enough, and it looks like Emo Guy in the end is going to hold on for the position. Now George coming under pressure now from CMC in the background. You can see CMC looking to the outside, but George has the inside line for turn 5, and it's going to hold on to the position. Great racing there from Emo Guy up and up the position.
Yeah, just remember, Andy, these are our tier 3 drivers and they're just showing excellent driving.
Yeah, some of these guys, obviously, Euro Guy and CMC, as you said, they're both racing tier 3. Were they good to commentate on in the... did you see much of them in the tier 3 race? What impressed you about these guys?
Yeah, definitely. There was a brilliant battle of 4 cars throughout the race. 3 Ferraris and then deck painting his BMW, constantly battling within a second for most of the race. If you'd like to check that out, please look on the YouTube channel. That should be uploading very shortly. But yeah, very consistent driving from these boys throughout that race. As shown here, they're very safe and fast at the same time. As we just see, CMC goes in for his mandatory pit stop. Ollie's currently now 30 seconds in front of our first person we've pitted.
Vargas was spun coming through turn 2. We didn't see what quite happened there, but he dropped off massively there from Ollie, and he's allowed Budvar to now put on him. And you can see here, Pina and Vargas going side by side here through turn 3. It looks like AFL is up into 3rd place. Disaster here for Vargas at the beginning of lap 4. Still yet to fit in this race. Had a good qualifying session. Got pole position for our feature race, but it has all gone horribly wrong here for Vargas so far in this one.
Yes, Andy, so as I was saying, Ollie is currently 30 seconds in front of our lead driver that has pitted at the moment, which is King Venom, who is in 8th position, 30 seconds off the pace though. So we're going to have to see how Ollie gets on after his pit stop and when he's going to take his pit stop at the same time.
Yeah, as we see, he's kind of kicking the cone up there, and ASL looks like he's got that position once again. Ollie currently starts. Let's see how far ahead he is. He is 29 seconds ahead of King Venom. It's a long pit lane here at Catalunya, so he's going to do a lot more time than maybe you would expect. It's interesting to see if anyone goes up for a tyre change here. Tyre wear, as I say, it's extremely high here at Catalunya. So, you never know. Oh, we see that ASL, it is ASL losing the car coming through the chicane this early in the race. For those tyres to already be on an ice edge, that is not good. That is going to vibrate enormously for the rest of the race, and it's going to cause him massive amounts of problems here, Honey Better, I believe. Yeah, definitely. We're on to the 5th lap now out of 18. So hopefully he manages to get into the pits and change those tyres to something with a little less PSI and heat. He's also carrying that penalty though as well, so hopefully he manages to get a bit of gap and doesn't end up losing a position at the end of the race purely because he's got a penalty. Yeah, I hope so, but it's not going so well. He was really looking like putting it in amongst it for a podium spot here, ASL, but the penalty and the tyre wear is going to definitely damage his race a lot, and Vargas now back into a 3-2 position with that. Obviously not taking into account the guys that have fitted, King Venom, Thorsten, Vanity, Depot, Smithy, CMC, have all been into the pits, so all the guys from 6th upwards have not been in, and all the guys from 7th downwards have already been into their mandatory pit stop. That is the state of play. You guys watching on the screen, so you know exactly what the situation is on track. So Ollie's still leading the way in this one, and he's actually doing some pretty good consistent lap times out front, I must say, Honey Badger.
Yeah, he's... King Venom's only clawed in about 2.5 seconds at the moment, I've noticed, since King Venom's been in the pits. Well, it's down to 27 seconds now, as Ollie now pulls into the pits for his mandatory pit stop. Also, Falgues is in as well, so a very tactical pit stop there, maybe from Fal just to pull in because Volley, as Ugbin now takes the lead, but he's yet to pit. So we've got 2 cars in the pits at the moment. Could more come in? We'll have to find out shortly where King Venom comes round.
Yeah, keep an eye on King Venom's provisional race leader, I feel. Surely will be right on board with him coming out of the last corner now. Where is Ollie and Falga. Ollie is just coming to the pit exit now, so it's going to be closer than we thought. It looks like King Venom is going to come out.
There he is.
With the racing. There's Ollie, so King Venom just about there, getting into the lead. Where is Thorsten Schmidt has retired from the race, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable scene. So looks like he's out of this one. That is going to probably give King Venom a much easier task than we hoped it would be. I was hoping that Prince Thorsten would push him all the way, but it's looking like it's not to be here, which is incredibly disappointing for us viewers here, I must say.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Ollie's dropped back 3 seconds now behind King Venom, but that also means he can use that gap to hopefully drag him in, and an experience to be driving behind King Venom, a very experienced driver with that outstanding race licence and records he's got.
Hold on. You can't hear me on stream.
Not at all.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing. Can you boys hear me on the stream? Shout me if you can.
I'll play it back.
Can you boys hear me on the stream? Shout me if you can.
Yeah, we can hear you, but it just sounds better when you're closer to your mic.
It should be okay now. So sorry about that, guys. I was thinking that my audio shared. But we're back here on lap 6 of 18 here. It looks like we're riding on board with Ollie Marr, who came out just behind our provisional race leader King Venom. Just to update everybody watching live on YouTube, the state of play is that currently everybody from 4th downwards in the classification has still yet to make their mandatory pit stop. The top 3 guys, all the guys from 4th downwards have made their mandatory pit stop, and the top 3 guys are still yet to come in. So guys like Oakbar, Guy and Gypsy George will still need to stop at some point, and you can see here that our provisional race leader King Venom is already within 2 seconds of George. A pit stop behind, and it's been an unbelievable start to this race for King Venom. In this one.
Yes, mate, we haven't even reached the halfway point yet. Most of the drivers are pitted, very tactical to get some fresh air out on track from King Venom. He's managed to get some good pace at the start of this race and is already up to 4th, only 18 seconds off the leader. We're looking at it as a pit stop will take on an average about 40 seconds. So obviously King Venom now being our leader after everyone's pitted in front, as he catches up to Gypsy George, our tier 3 seasonal driver, guesting this evening, getting some valuable experience with the big boys this evening. Yes, maybe I haven't even week.
No, the audio is not good.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what it sounds like. You sound fine on my end, mate. Do you want me to make a party?
Yeah, go on then. Alright, let's give it another go. Start.
And now we see King Venom has overtaken Gypsy George. Gypsy George still yet to pit, but obviously this being an experience for him here in Tier 1, he should be loving every minute. A little lock up of the brakes there, we can see King Venom pushing.
Testing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. George still yet to pit, but obviously this is an experience for Tier 1. A little lock up of the brakes there, you don't see King Venom My audio is horrible. Wait, Matt, go to sharing and broadcast settings. Split this.
Yeah, audio sharing settings.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says include everything. Share party audio, include microphone, audio, include microphone. It's all on.
That doesn't matter. I'll just leave it. I'll leave it. Commentate because I can't do anything.
But you can hear it, you're just quiet. I don't know why, because you sound fine on my end.
Pointless, man. I can't be honest. It bothers me too much.
Yeah.
Like,
And we're still on board with King Venom, our provisional race leader, with 2 cars in front, which haven't yet pitted, who is Emo Guy, our Tier 3 driver, and Ugba, who is currently leading the race, but both are yet to pit. Just behind King Venom, Gypsy George, who is also yet to pit. Then in second position, provisionally, we have Falgast in his Porsche. Brilliant race room compared to the sprint race. A few problems in the sprint race, which enabled him to qualify for this one. Then we have Diecross in 5th position at the moment, obviously provisionally 3rd. Very consistent driver. The same with race 1, and looks to be the same in race 2. Ollie looks to have dropped a few positions from what was 2nd position, just behind King Venom when he came out the pits. Looks like there's a little battle going on there for 3rd position between Ollie and Diecross on the timing sheets. Smithy's just behind there with a time penalty, unfortunately, so we'll have to keep an eye on those guys in the middle of the field. And now our drivers begin lap 11 of this race. Only 7 laps to go. King Venom pushing to try and catch these 2 cars in front. As I say again, I haven't done their mandatory pit yet, and we'll have to do shortly as we begin to near the closing stages of this race. If you do like what you see, ladies and gentlemen, and would like to join in with our racing, please feel free to like our Facebook page, Motive Racing, and click the big button which will take you to our Discord server, where you can find out more about championship info for season 2, which will be starting very soon, with sign-ups now open. And we do have a little announcement to be made, apparently Andy said this evening, about a new championship. And there we see on the timing, Ugby has gone into the pits, and it should put him down to about 8th or 9th position, unfortunately. From first, the rest have taken their mandatory pit stop, even though Emo Guy is going to be in the lead. Theoretically, King Venom will actually be our leader due to the mandatory pit stop feature in this race. So Ugby still in the pit lane, taking that mandatory pit stop, unfortunately losing positions by the second. It'll be interesting to see where he comes out, and he's still in 3rd position as he comes out. Very good to see there. It looks Emo Guy here battling away with King Venom. We've just got to remember that King Venom is the best of the best here on Project Cars 2 with an S5000 license and many world records. Emo Guy being one of our newest drivers at Motive Racing, is our Tier 3 seasonal driver, sorry. And we've got a comment from JR, no audio from Andy. Yeah, unfortunately Andy's audio isn't working properly this evening. JR shouting out Ugby. Brilliant race from Ugby, only 20 seconds back, but it looks like he's got a battle on from a few boys behind. Fell's just got a penalty, so obviously battling with Ugby and Ollie. 3-car battle there for the podium, as we're still on board with our leader Emo Guy, just trying to keep up behind as he goes in for his mandatory pit now, so that should put him somewhere around looks like unfortunately he's returned to pits. Very unfortunate to see there, as he was having a brilliant race. So we just see the distance there behind Ugby in 2nd position now. So this is our official race positions, as everyone has taken their mandatory pit stops. So in the lead we have King Venom, Ugby in 2nd, Falguest in 3rd, Ollie in 4th, Smithy in 5th, sorry, Diacross in 6th, Grandad Stee in 7th, AL Tull in 8th, CMC in 9th, Gypsy George in 10th, H2 Malik 11th, and DJ Phil in 12th. Like I said earlier, this evening we do have quite a number of Tier 3 drivers guest driving, and it's good to see them up towards the front. We have got CMC in 9th position, who unfortunately got disconnected from the Tier 3 race this evening. A very good race to see from our Tier 3 drivers it was this evening. 4-car battle all the way for the whole half an hour. If you'd like to see that, please have a look on the YouTube channel, and that shall be uploaded very shortly. We've also got Gypsy George in 10th position, and it looks like there's still a battle going on for 3rd position. Only 2 seconds between our 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th position, with Ollie only a couple of seconds behind them. So any mishaps we shall have to keep an eye on that. With Fal, just noticed dropping down in a position there. Diacross looks to have got past. King Venom flying away now in the distance. No one else to be seen, as unfortunately Thorsten Schmidt returned to pits and was unable to race. We'll have to find out what happened there, but obviously King Venom showing his consistency this evening, as he won race 1, our sprint race, and looks to be going to win our 2nd race, our feature race here at Motive Racing. We're on lap 14 out of 18. If you are just joining us here, please feel free to like and leave a comment, with our leader being King Venom in our GTE Tier 1 race. And we've just had a comment, JR, 7 drivers fighting for the podium. Yeah, it's very good to see here for our Tier 1 drivers. The mid-pack is always very busy, lots of battles going on between them all, and one mistake could be made from one driver and they'll lose plenty of positions in that time. Unfortunately, I aren't in control of the cameras at the moment. That is Andy, and I think Andy's just sorting out his audio. I will try and get in contact with him to find out if he's sorting it out. Right, and we've just been informed that Andy is having technical difficulties with his audio at the moment, which is very unfortunate to see. But we join on board with Dicrox, who is in 4th position at the moment and is looking to battle for a podium position as he goes on to the 16th lap out of 18 now. Over there on the podium position at the moment with Smithy in his sights. Smithy though with a penalty, so if he can get within that penalty amount, then he's looking to get 2nd position. Some quality points this evening from Ugber if he does so. Ollie Moore down in 5th at the moment with Falguest just behind him. Falguest though also with a penalty, very unfortunate from Falguest. A brilliant race there to see him up there as well. Grandad Steele also there in 7th. And we see these two Porsches looking to battle it out towards the end of the race. And we join on board with Falguest, looking to find any opportunity available to get past Ollie. As I've just said, Fal does have this penalty in queuing over his head, which will mean that he needs to get within 1 or 2 or even more seconds in front of Ollie. As we come towards the end of lap 16 now, coming towards the stadium section of this circuit. Fal is going to be looking for opportunities where Ollie is slower than him throughout the lap to be able to push on and get past him. Will he be able to slipstream down the straight now as they are about to start lap 17 of this feature race here at Motive Racing? If you do like what you're seeing at the moment, these brilliant battles between our tier 1 drivers, then feel free to like, subscribe and join our Discord server if you are playing on PlayStation. You can find the Discord server on Facebook. As we see Falguest getting sideways there, pushing to the limits on lap 17 of the race, as he just backs off a little bit just to let those tyres back off and lose a bit of heat, so he's got the grip back. So less than 2 laps to go now. We see in the distance Ugba and Dicrox also having a little battle. Ollie's obviously going to be eyeing up those pair, but also looking in his mirror as we see on board Fal. And as I was saying, if you do like what you see and you would like to join our Discord server and start driving in Season 2, then feel free to like our Facebook page, click the big button, and it will send you over to our Discord server where you can find out more information about signing up for Season 2. And on the timing sheet we can see there King Venom running away with this race, 30 plus seconds in front now. Sensational driving from him this evening, winning both races. I don't want to do a commentator's curse, but as he starts his last lap now, it looks like he's got this one in the bag. Falgas using all the track possible as he comes on to his last lap as well, with 3 cars in front of him. But also we've got to remember he does have that penalty, and that will be a big factor if he does manage to get past Ollie. Ollie's just got to remember he's got to stay within that 1, 2 or even more seconds to claim that position back. As we can see just in the distance there, Ugba under a lot of pressure now from Dicrox. On the last lap, is Dicrox going to go for a dive up the inside or a possible wide line into the last corner to try and get that drive? And we're on board now with King Venom. King Venom coming round towards the last corner in the stadium section. A round of applause for King Venom this evening, our perfect driver. He pitted early and got that clean track and got away and managed to make it work. A brilliant win from King Venom. Flash of the lights to show appreciation, and we'll try and get him in the commentary box this evening as we're joined on board now. Smithy coming round to the last sector, and a battle it looks to be on at the end. Dicrox under a lot of pressure with Ugba right up his chuffer in that Corvette. Not to forget though, we've got Ollie just behind as they come into the chicane section now. Dicrox with that beautiful 4 GT. 2 more cars behind him. Dicrox looks to have got this podium settled. Is Ollie going to be able to get the drive on Ugba? It doesn't look like it. It's going to stay as it is as we cross the line. A brilliant race from those 4 drivers. Let's see if we can get King Venom in the commentary box. A brilliant race from him this evening in both race 1 and race 2. As we see now on board Ollie. Finished the race, brilliant driving from him this evening. Qualified 3rd in the sprint race. Was unable to qualify in this race due to finishing in the top 5. This is one of the rules here at Motive. If you do finish in the top 5 of the sprint race, you're unable to qualify for the feature race to try and make the faster drivers work harder to get more points. And Ollie definitely worked hard tonight to get that 5th position. Thank you for joining us tonight, everybody that is watching. Sorry about the technical difficulties, and we hope to get an interview with King Venom if he's able to join us. So there's the results for this evening's race. King Venom taking the win by 38 seconds. A sensational drive again. He took the win in the sprint race and took the win in the feature. Then just behind we've got Smithy, who had that 3-second penalty. Very close then at the end if Dicrox could crawl that gap in, but he wasn't able to with Ugba just behind, putting pressure on him. Olimar also in that battle with Fal just behind him as well. Grandad Steen 7th. CMC, a tier 3 driver, brilliant race from him in 8th. Gypsy George as well, a tier 3 driver, brilliant drive to finish 9th. AL Tell in 10th, very unfortunate for him, usually up at the front. It looks like he got a 30-second penalty, which is very unfortunate. Obviously something must have gone very wrong there for him. And we've got H2 Malik in 11th, TJ Phil, our seasonal veteran, in 12th, Emo Guy in 13th. Very unfortunate, he got disqualified. And wow, what a brilliant race this evening here at Motive Racing. Like I say, if you did like what you've seen, please feel free to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are going to be live again tomorrow night for our Clio Cup at Alton Park International, so that's going to be a brilliant race. Plenty of twisty corners for our Tier 2 and Tier 1 drivers. That's going to kick off at 7 PM British Summer Time, and then the Tier 1 drivers out on track from 8 PM British Summer Time. So feel free to join us for that. If you do want to join in with our league, please click on our Facebook page, where you'll find a big button that will send you to our Discord server, where you can find out more information about driver sign up and how to get involved here at Motive. Thank you very much for joining us. We hope to see you tomorrow night.